The neon-drenched spires of Neo Kumasi didn't dim when time died. They simply froze. The hover-rail pods hung like silent metallic predators over the maglev tracks, and the bioluminescent baobabs, engineered to pulse with the city's heartbeat, were stuck in a sickly, static glow. Zola stood on the balcony of her family's gravity flat, her hand outstretched toward a floating data shard she'd dropped. It hung in the air, a glowing diamond of unread homework. Every citizen of the United African Hegemony knew the legend. Once a year, the Chronos field resets. For 60 minutes, one soul is unsynced. Usually, it was a high priest or a tech lord. This year, it was Zola, a 16-year-old with a failing grade in temporal mechanics and a secret that was eating her alive. The burden of the unsynced. Zola didn't waste time marveling at the frozen world. She sprinted. Her sneakers clicked against the smart glass pavement, the only sound in a world that had lost its wind. She had 60 minutes to reach the Sector 7 memory bank. Her brother, Kojo, was currently archived. In the 50th century, if you couldn't afford the tax on your physical body, the hegemony converted your consciousness into a digital stream until the debt was paid. But Kojo's stream had been flagged for defragging, a polite word for deletion, at 1 a.m. tonight. The stakes. The goal. Overwrites the hegemony's debt ledger. The risk. If she touched the wrong node, the system's equalizer would delete a random tether to her life to maintain balance. 12:30 a.m. The ghost in the machine. Zola reached the memory bank, a monolith shaped like a traditional Jainyame symbol, soaring 3 kilometers into the black sky. She bypassed the frozen guards, their faces locked in expressions of stern duty. She plugged her Neuralink into the main terminal. The interface was a dizzying kaleidoscope of ancestral code. She saw the lives of millions flickering like fireflies. 12:45 a.m. She found Kojo's file. It was glowing red, labeled for final dissolution. Her fingers flew across the holographic interface. To save him, she had to swap his debt with something of equal social value. She hesitated. If she swapped it with her own life, she would vanish. If she swapped it with a corporation's credits, the equalizer might take her mother. Then she saw it. The colonial trauma archives. Centuries of pain, digitized and stored as a reminder of the old world. It was massive data, heavy data. 12:55 a.m. She dragged Kojo's debt into the archives. She masked his existence within the billions of lines of historical suffering, hoping the system would see it as just another footnote of the past. Balance achieved, the system whispered into her mind. 1 a.m. The snap. Zola stood back on her balcony, her heart hammering against her ribs. She looked at the data shard still hanging in the air. 3, 2, 1. The world roared back to life. The hover rail shrieked, the baobabs pulsed, and the data shard smacked onto the floor. Zola, why are you shouting? She spun around. Kojo was standing in the doorway, rubbing his eyes, his physical body shimmering as if he'd never been digitized at all. He was real. He was safe. She hugged him so hard he gasped. I did it, she whispered. You're back. Back from where? Kojo laughed. I just went to get water. Zola's smile faded. She looked out at the city. Something felt thin. The sky wasn't its usual deep indigo. It was a pale, washed-out grey. She looked at her own hands. The vibrant tattoos of her lineage, the intricate patterns that told her family's 4,000-year history, were gone. Headline: Global Amnesia Strikes. In her desperation to hide Kojo in the old world archives, Zola hadn't just hidden him. She had overwritten the archives. By using the colonial trauma as her currency, she had balanced the scales by deleting the world's memory of it. The struggle, the triumphs, the history that built Neo Kumasi, it was all gone. The world was free of its pain, but it no longer knew who it was. Kojo was alive, but the soul of the continent had disappeared. The aftermath. Zola watched the people below, wandering the streets with confused, blank stares, their identities erased by a girl who just wanted her brother back. She had saved a life, but she had orphaned a civilization.